Hi everyone, my name is Aman and welcome to the step-by-step video instruction of creating a basic conveyor belt with an IoT device that sends monitor to Watson IoT platform on IBM Cloud. This guide steps you through the process of connecting device to Watson IoT platform, monitoring and acting on device data. We set up connected conveyor belt and use it to send IoT data to Watson IoT platform. We will use simulated conveyor path to deploy conveyor belt device. This path gets you started quickly by installing a conveyor belt simulator app on IBM Cloud. The app self-registered a device with Watson IoT platform and automatically send well-formatted data to the platform. Now, for the first step, we have to deploy the sample conveyor belt web application. For that, we have to go to the command line, then navigate to the folder where the conveyor belt application is. For me, it's on desktop. Now we have to log in IBM. For that, we have to type cf login, and it will ask you for the username and password. Type username and password. It will authenticate. However, with the correct username and password, I get into the access. Now we have to upload in a cloud. For that, simply type cf push to upload. After the deployment, we have to connect IBM Cloud with IoT platform services. For that, we have to log into IBM Cloud. Then navigate to Cloud Foundry services. Then we have to choose our Watson IoT platform. From that, we have to navigate to the connection section. Then we have to create a connection between our IoT and Cloud Foundry application. We have to choose our conveyor belt simulator app. Then click on next. Then click on create. The application will ask you to restage the application after connecting the IoT platform with the application. Then we have to click on restage. We have to wait for the application to start. After connection, we have to go to the conveyor belt simulator app. hit the widget app URL. Then it will ask the device ID and unique password. We'll give device ID at conveyor belt underscore 01, required password. And one thing to notice over here, we have to remember the username and password so that we can reuse them for the conveyor simulation application next time. Then hit OK. Here the device is connecting. You can see the published message pattern over here: ID, TS, AY, running, and RPM. We can either stop, start, increase the timer, everything over here. If you wanna show this message in a dashboard, we have to again go to the resource section. Then we have to go to Cloud Foundry Services, the IoT Watson Platform. From here, we have to launch the dashboard. For that, we have to click on Launch. Now we are headed to our IBM Watson Platform dashboard. Sometimes it will ask you to log in. However, I have already logged in over here. From here on the left hand side, we have to go to the board. We can choose to add new board, or simply click on the previous board to add a car. Simply add a new car, place line chart, then choose the device. I'm going to choose convertible 01. Next, from that, create a new connection dataset. From here, choose data center, property, d.rpm, then it's number, unit, desired unit. It's a convertible, that's why I'm gonna use RPM over here, the minimum and maximum value. Next, choose your default setting. I'm going with the large one. Next, enter the title, line chart, or RPM. I'm going to type the RPM, choose your color schema, press submit. Now, to see the data, we will generate some data over here. Now we can see the line graph over here, movement. After visualizing the sensor data in Watson IoT platform, now let's do it in Node-RED. For that, let's go to the Node-RED section. Then after, let's pull out the node IBM IoT node. If you cannot have the IBM IoT node, just go to this menu on the right hand side, go to Manage Palette, and install IBM IoT node. In order to configure the IBM IoT, double click this one. We have either the API key or BlueMix service. I'm going to do with the BlueMix service. Then the device event. For the device type and device ID, we have to go to the IBM IoT platform. From there, we have to expand the information about our conveyor belt or the IoT device. The device ID is conbelt 01. Device ID, then device type. We have device type. Event is sensor data. Formatization, rest of the thing okay. After that, we're gonna add one function over here to get the data from the IoT Watson. In order to get the RPM, we'll insert the payload message.payload.d.rpm. As you already know, the sensor data will send information in the d.rpm. Let's connect with this one. From this, we're gonna add one threshold. Let's name the function as speed. Then we're gonna threshold. We're gonna have threshold if the threshold is greater than less than or equal to, let's make it 2, and press this add button to add more and greater than sign. Like if the rpm is less than 2, it's safe, and rpm is greater than 2, we're gonna send a critical message. Connect this one. From that one, we're gonna have one template, like 2 template, one for the safe one, another for the critical one. This is the safe one, so make them as safe msg message, and here we're gonna write our template, like the change in speed detected, the change as conveyor belt is the data coming from the sensor, which is in the safe limit. Likewise, we have to do with the critical message also. We're gonna write this one as critical message msg, and here we have our own template like this. Danger, change in speed detected, the change of belt is payload, like this. Now what we have to do is we have to send an email. So to send an email, we need email builder first. Like to send email, we have to categorize like to whom we are sending and everything. That's why make it one function, call it like email build Here we're gonna write a simple message over here, like we have to add the email builder must include on payload, then the body of the message what we're gonna send, and the topic. So this function will use to generate a message for email builder. Let's save is email when email changes, and for the email section we have email node or social node. Where is it? The social email out. Yeah, here's the email. Like if you don't have the email node, you can again go to the manage palette to add the email. Now you can connect to the email here. That to configure the email, we have to this is the receiver, like I'm writing in, this is my email address, and we have to use secure connection. Then you have to write from whom you are sending, like I'm doing from if you want to send multiple people, separate by comma, like this. You can add then the password, then done. Or we can send name as email. Then like it will send the email. Let's make it a little simple. Threshold on the same line, message over here, critical message. This is the email address and the sending of the email. Like this section of the node will just send the email if there is change in speed or there is message like critical speed over there. Let's send the message. Now if you want to send a Twitter post, let's drag down the Twitter section over here, or simply say TWI. Yeah, Twitter out section. For the Twitter out, I already have my Twitter in it. So if you want add more, click in the pencil icon, then add a Twitter ID, API key, API secret key, access token, and access token secret from your Twitter. If you don't know how to do, then TWITT twitter.com/app. You can go over there. Sorry, twitter.com. On developer side, from here you can create your app, cookies, create app. I already have my this one. If you go inside a Twitter app, you can see app permission, authentication setting, and you can generate a key and token from the right side. Here you can either generate or you can view the key like this, API key and everything, or revoke. You have to generate, then you have to just copy paste over this section, Twitter section, update, and done. If you directly connect a critical message with the tweet, the Twitter don't want like tweet the same message, like duplicate message. That's why we have to make one more function over here, like to make a random generator. Let's call it random GENERATO random generator, and I have one function over here. Like what this function will do is it will get the alphabet order from lowercase, uppercase, and number, and it will generate a random number, like making the tweet different, like each time making different, so that Twitter can tweet. Let's connect these two. Okay, this will do send out Twitter tweets if it has critical message, and the email one. Next do the another one. For this one, if the conveyor belt stops working, we also have to send some notification. So stopper, let name it stopper, and get the RPM, the status, whether it is running or not, true or false. Let's connect this one too. Then we gonna add the threshold, like detector, if whether it is true or false. So we're gonna name this one stopper detector, STOPP, stopper DETEC, stopper detector, and we're gonna say the payload is false and is true. If the coming running state of a conveyor belt is false, whether it is running or whether it stopped working. So add one more, is true. If it since it's false, the conveyor belt stop working. Likewise, is true indicate the conveyor belt is running. So we gonna connect the stopper over here, and if the stopper, like a conveyor stop working, we have to send email. So connect this one with the email build over here, like this one. Now for the next part, to calculate the time of operation, we're gonna add one more function over here and name it time of operation. And for this we have to use the context. I already have the function over here. simply copy paste. What this one do is get context. This line of code will get the context with the name start time, and this will set the start like whether the context is set or not. Similarly, we have one function, it will check about the state. If the conveyor belt already is in running state, whether it stopped or is just started. So we're gonna have some function like this, and it will calculate the off time limit. And to show this one, first we have to connect these two, and we need one debug node over here to see in our debug pan. I think we have to deploy, and that's it. Now we have to connect our IBM device. Just give me a second. IBM service, we have to go to dashboard. I haven't connected the device yet, however I have to go to this Cloud Foundry app, like our name, this one app. You have to click over here, visit app URL, connect the belt which we have already done, like this one. Now the bell is connected. Let's see our IBM node. We can already see in the debug node the belt is running. We have set the default speed. If like it will generate the notification if it is greater than 2. So let's change the speed. Let's make it 1.9. We can see over the speed. Belt is running, still belt is running, no changes detected. There is no changes in the debug node because we have only debug pane connected with the timer operation. So if we wanna generate our Twitter notification, we have to increase the speed. Look, it's still running. The belt is running. Let's see another Twitter section. Let's go to this is my Twitter page. You can see the change in speed detected. The speed of belt is 2.3. Similarly, it will generate the notification. Look, the change in speed detected is converted 1.0, and the conveyor stop. I think this one is previous one, 3 hour. Here's the new one, 0 minute ago. New one is here. Danger change speed detected 2.3 ASAP. Similarly, if we stop the conveyor belt, stop, what happened? It will generate an email too. So that's all. That's all for connecting IBM with Node-RED and Watson APK. Thank you.